Today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons that the best camera may not be the best camera. Let's get into it. When you're working on a project, whether it be a film or a commercial project, you have access to the gear that you probably own, or you can borrow, rent, or otherwise commandeer gear from other sources. And deciding what gear is right for the project is very, very important. Starting with number 5, the best gear may not be the best gear because your post-production doesn't fit the gear. For example, if you're going to shoot an ARRI Alexa LF and use a super high bitrate codec, you may not have the hard drive space or the budget to accommodate the amount of data that you're going to shoot on that project. Number 4 on the list of the reasons why the best camera may not be the best camera is budget. Sometimes it's not just the camera itself that you need a budget for, but it's all of the support and the crew necessary to really use that gear to its fullest extent to tell the story that your production is trying to tell. Which brings us to number 3. You may not have the support, meaning the grip, the dolly, the track, the tripods that are heavy enough, and a gimbal or a Steadicam that is going to accommodate the best camera that you may be able to access. As we get into higher end cameras, they get very heavy, and your Ronin RS3 isn't going to fly an ARRI Alexa very well. So do you have the Flycam? Does the Flycam fit the story? Do you have a Steadicam? Does the Steadicam fit the story? And speaking of getting into more specialized gear, you need operators. Do you have the support crew to really help you operate the gear that you're going to use? Do you have the Steadicam operator who's good? Do you have a gimbal operator who's good enough? Do you have someone who can help you rig a camera up to the hood of a car that's a 30 or 40 pound camera instead of the 2-pound FX30 that you might have access to? And reason number 1 why the best camera may not be the best camera at all is story. It's very easy to overlook the type of story that we're trying to tell when we're thinking about the gear that we have access to. If you can borrow or rent an ARRI Alexa or a Red Dragon, those cameras may work great, but it may not always fit the production. I have 2 great examples for this. One's personal and one's otherwise. Personal example is a team that I shoot with. We've made several films together over the years. We competed in this year's Seattle 48, and we chose to shoot on the FX30 because the script called for a guerrilla style run and gun script. We had several different locations. We had handheld shots in a car and outside and walking shots. And it was a very fast-paced fight movie, and so a gimbal wouldn't have fit, and also getting in and out of the car with a gimbal and things like that isn't always a very good thing. The FX30 has IBIS, which is why we chose that, in addition to its small size, even though we had access to bigger cameras, higher resolution cameras, and cameras that are supposedly better. Second great example of this is location. Let me read this. One of my favorite stories is this story where in 2013, Randy Moore was shooting his film and he snuck his entire crew into Disneyland to shoot the film. And they got away with it because they were using consumer level camcorders at the time. It was 2013. And it's just an amazing, amazing story. But it really speaks to the heart of indie filmmaking and guerrilla filmmaking in specific. And being able to do that and choose gear based on things like that, very, very important. Thanks for tuning in today. These are the 5 reasons why the best camera may not be the best camera.